A man was driving his car down a country road when suddenly he saw a pig in the middle of the road. He stopped his car, got out, and walked up to the pig. He went up to the house and knocked on the door. An old farmer opened the door. The man said, "I found this pig in the middle of the road, and every day he took him with him wherever he went." At first, the pig stayed small, but after a few months, the pig began to grow rapidly. He became huge and strong and very smart. He could open doors, knew many tricks, and most importantly, he became a good listener. And I thought it might be yours. Do you have a pig that got out? The farmer looked at the pig, shook his head, and replied, "That's not my pig, but if you want to sell him, I'm interested." "Here, this is for you," he said. From that day on, the farmer became famous throughout the land for having raised the world's smartest and most talented pig. Our thoughts are like seeds. They grow into strong plants and eventually bear fruit. So if we plant negative seeds, we will reap negative results. But if we plant positive seeds, we will harvest positive results. The farmer was flabbergasted. He couldn't believe what had happened. "You want to give me this money?" "Why?" "Because this is what Pet Pig wanted." Then he heard the same voice again. "Why aren't you trying harder? Stop complaining and start working." He was so happy in his new job that he forgot all about the complaints and negativity. If we constantly think negatively, our life will be full of negativity. But if we think positively and focus on our goals, we can achieve anything. We should be careful about the kind of thoughts we have because they shape who we are and what we become. He became one of the best employees in the company and earned a lot of money. The woodcutter realized that the voice was right. Instead of just giving up, he should have tried harder to find a job he liked. So choose to think positively and believe in yourself. You can achieve anything if you set your mind to it. Stay positive and never give up. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe for more inspirational stories like this. Take care and see you next time. With this newfound determination, he started working harder than ever before. His life could have turned out very differently if he hadn't given up, but the fact that he did gave him the strength to make a positive change in his life and achieve his dreams. He said it's your hard work that made Pet Pig what he is today. So he wanted you to have the money. The man explained. "Oh, no, I don't want to sell him," the man said. The woodcutter stopped working and thought to himself, "Is it worth it to keep doing something that makes me so unhappy? Maybe I should listen to that voice and change jobs." And just like that, he quit his job. "I just found him and wanted to see if he belonged to someone, so I'll just keep looking for the owner." With that, the man turned and walked back to his car, leaving the farmer standing there dumb. He spent all his time cutting wood for villagers to earn money to feed his family. The woodcutter always complained about how hard his life was and how much he hated his job. One day, while chopping wood, he heard a voice that said, "Why do you complain so much? If you don't like your job, then change it." He looked around, but no one was there. He thought he must have been hearing things. He looked around, saw no one, and then asked himself, "Whose pig is this? Every day he'll get smarter and stronger, bigger and fatter. And when you get tired of him, just bring him back here and I'll buy him from you." "What do you mean? Why will he get bigger and stronger?" the man asked. "Because that's what pigs do," the farmer replied. And with that, he turned and walked back inside his house, leaving the man more confused than before. The man picked the pig up and put it in his car and drove on. After driving for a while, he came across a farmhouse and a sign that read, "Pigs for sale." As the man was walking away, the farmer called out to him, "Hey, you should take him with you, wherever you go." The man thought about what the farmer had said, then picked up the pig and put it in his car again. He named the pig Pet Pig. One day the man was driving along and saw a sign that read, "Talking pigs wanted." Curious, he stopped his car and read on. It said that a traveling circus was looking for a talking pig to perform with them. On the side, it said, "Bring your pig to the next town square at noon and you could win $1,000. Excited at the possibility of winning some money, the man decided to go. When they arrived at the town square, there were already many people gathered there. There were all kinds of pigs. Some were big, some were small, and some could even speak a few words. Then the man heard an announcement that said, "If your pig can talk, please step forward." A fat man came onto the stage and asked the crowd, "So who here has a talking pig?" Many hands shot up into the air, so the fat man told them to come onto the stage one by one. He talked to each pig and recorded their answers to questions. Each pig spoke a few words, but none spoke fluently. Then the man walked onto the stage with Pet Pig beside him. People gasped when they saw the enormous pig. "Now we'll ask our last pig a question," the fat man said, "and let's see if he can answer." "Pet Pig, are you a talking pig?" the fat man asked. To everyone's surprise, Pet Pig answered, "Of course I am a talking pig." The crowd gasped and applauded. The fat man was shocked. He didn't know how such a thing was possible. He tried to hide his shock and asked the next question. "Yes, I can sing." As Pet Pig spoke, he sang a beautiful song that left everyone stunned. The fat man was astounded. He had never seen or heard anything like it before. At the end of the performance, the fat man offered the man $1,000. Here's the money. Thank you for bringing such a wonderful pig here, he said. The man was about to accept the money when Pet Pig said, Don't accept it. This isn't my talent. It's my father's talent. He's the one who taught me all these tricks. Everyone looked at the man in astonishment. How could a pig speak so well? Was it magic? No one knew. The man thought for a moment. He looked at the surprised faces of the people and the $1,000 in his hand. He then looked back at the pig. All right, Pet Pig, I won't take the money. But since you want to give it to someone else, why don't you give it to me? Me? Why me? Pet Pig asked. Well, you want to give the money to your father, right? So give it to me and I'll give it to your father. Oh, okay, Pet Pig replied. When the man heard this, he was overjoyed. He immediately went up to the farmer and gave him the money. The farmer was very touched by this. He had never imagined that one day he would earn $1,000 by selling a pig. But what had happened was truly amazing. They say that whatever you think becomes real. Your thoughts become your actions, and your actions determine your future. There was a poor woodcutter who lived in a village. He continued working until he heard the voice again. Why are you still working? You're only making yourself miserable. For a few days, he did odd jobs here and there, but he still wasn't happy. He applied for many different jobs and finally landed one that he really enjoyed. This story teaches us that our thoughts determine our future. If the woodcutter hadn't listened to his negative thoughts and had kept going, he might have eventually found a job he liked. Friends, whatever challenges you face in your life, remember that your thoughts have the power to change everything. That's all for now.